In this presentation, we are going to see about the introduction of one-dimensional compressible flows. What is compressible flows? The flows which involve significant changes in density are called compressible flows. Here, the rho of x, y, z are treated as a field variable rather than simply a constant. Significantly, density variations start to appear when the flow Mach number exceeds 0.3. The effect becomes especially large when the Mach number approaches and exceeds unity. Here, in this chapter, we will consider flows that involve significant changes in density. Such flows are called compressible flows, and they are frequently encountered in devices that involve the flow of gases at very high speeds, such as flow in gas turbines and engine components. Many aircraft fly fast enough to involve compressible flows. In next slide, we are going to see about the thermodynamic relations. In that, perfect gas. The perfect gas is the one whose individual molecules interact only via direct collisions, with no other intermolecular forces present. For that type of perfect gas, we are considering pressure, density and temperature T. The relations followed by the equation of state as P is equal to rho RT. Here R represents the specific gas constant. For air, the R value is 287 joule per kilogram Kelvin. Here, it is convenient at this point to define the specific volume as the limiting volume per unit mass. This is stated as V is equivalent to limit del V tends to 0 del V by del M, which is equal to 1 by rho. In next slide, we are going to see the equation of state can be written as PV, which is equal to RT, which is more familiar the thermodynamic form. Here R is a gas constant and R is related as R is equal to R naught by M. The R naught is an universal gas constant and its value is 8314 joule per kilogram Kelvin. M is in molecular weight. In next slide you can able to see we are assuming the internal energy and enthalpy per unit mass, that is E and H. Specific heat at constant volume Cv, which is equal to dou E by dou T with respect to V. That is, it can be written as dE, which is equal to Cv dt. And for specific heat at constant pressure, Cp is equal to dou H by dou T with respect to P, because we are considering for constant pressure. So it can be written as dH, which is equal to Cp dt. The specific enthalpy is denoted by H. So its variable is H is equal to E plus PV. For a calorifically perfect gas, it is an excellent model for air at moderate temperatures. Both E and H are directly proportional to the temperature. In next slide, we can able to see for Cv and Cp, this can be replaced with the equivalent variables of gamma and R. For gamma, we know it is a constant value as 1.4. So for Cp and Cv relations, it can be written as for Cv 1 by gamma minus 1 and for Cp gamma by gamma minus 1. By substituting gamma as 1.4, we will be getting the Cv and Cp value as 2.5 and 3.5. Next, we are going to see about the first law of thermodynamics. Here, we are considering a thermodynamic system which consists of a small Lagrangian control volume, that is Cv. It is moving with a flow. Over the short interval of time dt, the Cv undergoes a process where it receives a work, that is small work and small heat. So del W and del Q from its surroundings, both are per unit mass. So this process results in changing the state of control volume, which is described by the increments as dE, dH and dP. In next slide, we can able to see about the first law of thermodynamics relation as del Q plus del W, which is equal to dE. That is, whatever may be the energy is added to the system, where by heat or by work, it must be appear as an increase in the internal energy of the system. In this, we are going to consider an adiabatic process, a reversible process and isentropic process. What is adiabatic process? Here, there is no heat is transferred, that is del Q is 0. So this rules out the heating of the Cv via conduction, though its boundary or by combustion inside the Cv. Next comes the reversible process as no dissipation occurs, implying that work must be only via volumetric compression, that is dW, which is equal to minus P dV. This rules out the work done by friction forces. Then the isotropic process, which is the both adiabatic and reversible, that is we can combining both the equations and write, we'll get minus P dV, which is equal to dE. In next slide we can able to see that is aerodynamic flows are effectively invisible outside of boundary layers. This implies they have a negligible heat conduction and friction forces and hence are isentropic. Here you can able to see a path line which is followed by the control volume. In next slide we can see the relations, that is minus P dV, which is equal to dE. This relation can be integrated so that we will be getting, after substitution of values, dV, which is equal to d of 1 by rho, which is equal to minus d rho by rho square. We know what is the perfect gas relation. So writing that dV d is equal to Cv dt. That is, what is Cv value? As I told you in before slides, 1 by gamma minus 1 into R into dt. So your isentropic first law becomes as P d rho by rho square is equal to 1 by gamma minus 1 R dt, which gives d rho by rho, which is equal to 1 by gamma minus 1 dt by t. Next slide we can able to see the final form of integrated, that is ln P, which is equal to 1 by gamma minus 1 ln T plus constant. So writing for pressure P2, that is rho 2 by rho 1, which is equal to T2 by T1 whole power 1 by gamma minus 1. This is the density relations. From the equations of state, we also have rho 2 by rho 1, which is equal to P2 by P1, T1 in by T2. So the final alternative isentropic relation is P2 by P1, which is equal to T2 by T1 whole power gamma by gamma minus 1. Thank you.